working, and then you can post a link.
Bet.
Okay. I think that's okay. Yep. Wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, we're good.
Let me. Yo, Twitch, Leaky Yu-Gi-Oh! What is it?
Yeah, Leaky YGO. Yep, that's it. And
Bet.
let me hold on. I actually don't have a good way to look at chat. I'm behind you on that. I have a good way to look at. Hold on. Let me grab.
Or do you stream up like the restream thing, or you got your own shit going on?
I use a Restream. Yeah, I use the Restream app. But oh no, you know what? I do have a, yeah, I have a chat right here. That's right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Do you normally do sound on in DMO? How do you prevent people from talking during your stream? I guess you
I just disable like the voice chat. It's like an enable voice chat option.
Okay, right. Okay, good call.
Yep. Then also, I think it's F3 or F4 to hide chat, just in case you don't want any like weird messages.
Oh, okay. Good call. Oh, if it's not too late, share the YouTube link instead of the Twitch one, just because of like ads and shit like that. And YouTube's the one I'm more locked in on.
Ready for me to post it?
Yep.
I think one of my admins wants to post mod apps too. Let me see if he has those ready, because I'm gonna post that too if he is.
Okay.
Are you live on Twitch and YouTube, or just YouTube? Because I could post both, because I think a lot of my viewers watch Twitch mostly, because I stream on Twitch, but I don't know if you live on both or.
I think no, I am live on both. So if you post both, that works too.
Bet. All right, should be good.
All right. Cool. Let's
So wait, are you
just.
going? Can you? Are you going to show the list on the stream, or are we just going to
Yeah,
talk
yeah, no,
about it
no, no.
over?
I'm gonna show the list. I'm gonna show the list.
I bet.
Yeah, I've got it right here. All right, one sec. Just wait for people to get in here. Okay. So you've got and are you've got the list up too?
Yep.
All right, bet. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up
If
here.
I ping the right stuff, I usually add everybody, but I want to use the announcement ping if I'm not actually streaming gameplay. But I don't know how many people have these like tags on or these
I
roles.
came here for one reason. Okay, what's that reason? No, I think that people got it. Or I'm not sure. I think I've got people in. Let's see. I have to voice the comments for it to be added. All right. What's up? What's up? Hi Yuki. Yeah, Shug. No, I'm not sure. I don't even know what announcement ping means. To be honest, I'm kind of stupid. So I'm
We
gonna
have like
trust that.
different pings for different stuff, but hopefully that's good.
Okay. Um, let's see. All right. So I'm gonna pull up the list here. Unfortunately, I do not have chat on stream because I am low tech, but we'll get there. Okay, so this is the list that was posted. If you guys are looking for it, it's in the suggestions thread. Suge and I just wanted to go live to discuss some of the changes that we wanted to make to the points list and let you guys all kind of have an opportunity to give feedback and talk through what you want. And we will also be talking about cards that might be added to the game, stuff like that. So yes, I hear a lot of, we're talking, I cannot be on goblin time if less goblins exist. True. That's true. That's true. And Amazon is queen. Yes, yes. A lot of people have a lot of thoughts on that. I think first we're going to focus mainly on like the point system. And Suge and I were talking like before we even went live, and I think that there were a lot of cool things that came out of that conversation. So we wanted to kind of like just bring some of that stuff here as well. Suge, anything you want to say in just in general?
Wait, I see my boy Peachy in chat. What up, Peachy?
What's up, Peachy?
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned Amazon is queen. I actually have a model for that car. I was thinking about adding it, but I gotta see like if it fits the power level fine enough. It like there's a lot of strong cars, so it probably is fine.
I think that Amazon as queen is an interesting one. I think that it fits. I think that it does fit. I think that it will be strong, but I think that it's probably fine. I wouldn't think that that's too strong. So yeah, wait, and you already have the model for Amazon as queen?
Yep.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think that would definitely be one.
I actually have a few models for a few Amazoness monsters and a few harpies that I've just been postponing on adding to see if like they actually should fit. Because some of those harpies cards, like they have some long ass text, which I hate cards with long text, bro.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's some of like the Zexal era harpy cards. I honestly think that like a lot of those would fit. It just like a lot of them would and a lot of them wouldn't, or like some of them wouldn't. I think it just depends on which ones. And I do think that there should be some Amazoness cards that aren't added until GX because like there's a big Amazoness there's the Amazoness Shadow Rider and stuff like that. But I think that like a lot of the like early like not just early, but like a lot of the like most of the Amazoness cards that came out except for like the new ones I think would be fine in the DM era, to be honest.
Bet.
And back for Beast of Talwar. Look, Beast of Talwar is I think it's just low priority probably because it's a very cool card. It's it would be added, but it's just like, I think we want to focus on the stuff that would have more of an impact. Silent Paladin, I have support. I told you that, Yuki. That's a good card. I don't think it's like necessarily like top of the list because the silent stuff already has a lot of support, but yeah.
There is a Beast of Talwar model from Duelist of the Roses, but like I try not to add Duelist of the Roses models for any somewhat boss-ish monsters because they're kind of like outdated.
Yeah. I mean, You know, I think you're a little harder on the models than a lot of people. Sugar was
Yeah.
showing me some of the models, and he was like, "This one sucks," and I'm like, "Bro, this one looks fine to me, bro. I don't know, like, it looks." But I know Duelist Rose is old as fuck.
Yeah.
OG Harpy Dragon. I think that's probably. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's probably just because
Yeah.
it's not as relevant to the Harpy strategy, so it's like less of a priority, but important. Is that correct? Where
They also there is a model for that too, but like also Duelist of the Roses. So yeah, like some of
yeah.
those models, they have like you can upscale the textures a bit, but like the shape, it's like polygons. This shit is ass.
Okay. Okay. Heard. Okay. I'd have to see him. But okay, that makes sense. Dark the Dark Charmer. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. I mean, yeah, these are all cards that I think like would definitely like should be in at some point. But yeah. Anyway, I'm curious, like, are there people in the chat that are Goblin Attack? Okay, Goblin Attack Force is one that actually is relevant to like it would have meta relevance and stuff. So I think that's definitely one that's important, for sure. But
Goblin,
you know, there's just all kinds of other cards. Good.
Goblin Attack Force is interesting because you can find like Goblin models anywhere. It's just a matter of like how much you want them to fit the Yu-Gi-Oh style.
Oh, true. You could just like
Yeah,
take goblins. No, that makes sense. I mean, like, I think that like Goblin Attack Force is very important. I just think that like I think there are I think it's up there. I would think that it's up there like with the like some of the most important cards, but it's just like there are already so many other ones that are up there as well. So I would think it's like, at least in my mind, I would think it would be like something that would happen in the near-ish future, but you know, or should at least. Flame Swordsman is being discussed. Actually, we were just I know we said we were going to talk with the points first, but I like that people are just giving ideas. If you're down to just kind of float off these ideas for a little bit longer. We were talking about Flame Swordsman before. That's stuff that we can talk about on stream, right, Shug? Yeah. So I think that what we were talking about before was we were looking at as some people have heard, like Flame Swordsman level 4 vanilla, and then Blue Flame Swordsman with its TCG attack change effect, so only in 600 increments, and then with its anime float effect, so you can summon a Flame Swordsman from hand, deck, or graveyard. I think that's very strong, and it does like fit the anime version of Blue Flame Swordsman. So I think that's kind of what we were landing on as a nice middle ground to center Flame Swordsman as like an key anime card while still making it good and playable in the game.
Yep. And then Flame Swordsman, of course, will be like level 4.
Berserk Gorilla. Yeah, I think Berserk Gorilla is a tough one. Berserk Gorilla, I think, is like deceptively really strong. I think it definitely should be added. Like, where it's just another one of those, like, you know, Exile Force, Donza Luke, Goblin Attack Force. Like, there's just a lot of cards that will like be in. It just comes down to like models. But yeah, Berserk Gorilla definitely.
I would say Berserk Gorilla is like also, it's kind of like the pandas where you can kind of use probably a generic model for it. So I might just add that sooner than later if I use one of those.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Dude, if Berserk Gorilla gets added, I think at that point, I already think that like once like things get ironed out, like once some of the more broken stuff gets like, you know, once we kind of like find an equilibrium, I think that Beast might already be like close to, if not the best deck once zombies get a little bit like reined in a little bit more and stuff like that. Like, dude, Berserk Gorilla is very good. I'm kind of terrified of it, but I do think if you can do it, definitely.
Bet. Somebody mentioned the Fiend Mega Cyber. I was actually finna have that like commissioned. I actually got like a bunch of reference arts together so I could ask somebody to model it. So that might be coming in somewhat soon too.
Cool. Yeah. You know, I actually well, okay, wait. Let's talk a little bit about the points. And then because I do have a lot of I mean, if we are gonna talk suggestions, like you guys know, I got a million of those. So I would love to talk through with chat as well, because some of these are very much in line with some of the stuff that I've been thinking. But I did want to give people, I don't know if there's a lot of people in the chat that are playing the 125 format. Like, this was sort of part of the goal here, was to talk through what like the kind of basic philosophy behind these changes to the format, and give people a chance to give that kind of feedback and stuff like that. I don't know if that's something that people are people Are you guys out there? Is anybody playing 125 right now? Limit DD Warrior Lady. Hey, swell fella, I'm with you. I'm with you completely. Sheep also did that DD Warrior Lady strategy against me. Okay. I don't know. We're getting a little crazy with some of these guys. Oh no, Goblin Black Ops Decoy Shot. That's different. I'm thinking of bikers. So we get keys here. I don't know. That's not up to me. You know, it's about draft. No, it's wow, I guess there's not really a lot of 125 players in the chat right now.
But like does anybody here like play ranked in general or unlimited or 125 or what?
Yeah, it's a good question.
We just started in Master Funk. Oh yeah, you won a key last time I streamed, right?
Oh, so you're making decks for 125, but you're not actively like playing ranked in it. Shy Oracle, I think that Ruin and Demise, because they're very iconic GX cards, and because once Demise is in the game, like it would just be the best ritual by far. I think that those cards would probably wait until like a GX era server, just because we would give more time to like some of the more like DM era stuff like Zork and Black Coast Soldier and stuff like that. But I do like Ruin Queen of Oblivion a lot. But to me, that would feel like more of a GX card. I don't know if other people would agree with that. Going against people with better cards. Yeah. Played it. Okay. That's a little bit. Oh my gosh. Chat's moving fast here. Unreal. Okay, cool. So I guess, so then let me talk through about, I think that a lot of people are like a little bit afraid of this format right now because it is very sacky, and there's like obviously zombies, painful choice, all that stuff. But I think that there are a lot of like really cool things that we can do with this format, and that's kind of what this is right here. So basically the new the new point buy system, that's what this is. So basically the basic idea behind this version of it is, first of all, it starts at 100 points, and that and then every single point cost is in a multiple of 0.5. And that basically allows you to very easily be able to tell what cards you're adding or subtracting from your deck without like having to worry about like 0.175 or 0.7 or point, all these different things. Like it keeps it very simple. And then 2.5 becomes the average or the baseline because 40 times 2.5 is 100. So basically any card below 2.5 is a good addition to the deck. Any card above 2.5 is something that's going to cost you a little bit of extra. Server wipe. What are we talking about here? I don't know what's Shug, you might help. You might be on chat duty because it's hard for me to keep track of everything that people are saying. Let me know if people say anything. If you want to respond to anything in the chat, just chime in.
It's pretty much asking about like open beta because that's when the shit will wipe. So it's like there's still a lot. Like, there's probably still going to be like at least 2 months before that. I'll say I don't know when exactly, but that's like the least because I still have to fix a lot of bugs, and I want to add like the main thing is I want to add better PvE content and more ways to earn money outside of just dueling, because that's like the main thing people complain about is it gets a little repetitive. So
got you. Yeah. Let's see. No, we definitely have anime cards in DMO, Mystery Dueler. But yeah, okay, yeah, we can talk about the like open beta and reset stuff if you guys want to in a bit. I want to sorry, I get Shug. This is harder than it looks, bro. You're good at this shit, bro. You just kind of keep moving. I'm like, damn, bro. Everybody's bringing up all this shit. I'm like, fuck. Okay, where was I? No. Okay, I'll get back to some of the things y'all are bringing up. But okay, so basically the idea here is like the baseline cards are cards that are like decently good. They're not like, like 2.5 is where you get stuff like Offerings to the Doom. It's where you get stuff like Dark Core, Back to Square One. Like these are removal cards that have like major downsides. And then like a 3-point card is like a card like a Trap Hole, Fissure, Smashing Ground, stuff like that. So it would be more like the stronger cards are going to cost you like a little bit more. And then obviously these go up way higher. And so basically like once you start seeing like the kinds of decks that are available in this format, it's going to very clearly like lead to like way lower power stuff. And like a lot of the people that I've been facing on the ladder stuff, like people have been running Harpies and like people have been trying to run like Fairies and like all these different decks. Like I think that like this leaves a situation where like all of these decks have a place in this format, and you will be like encouraged to run vanillas. You will be encouraged to run like, kind of bad cards and just like that's a good thing and that's what we want. And it's much slower. But it doesn't seem like a lot of the points people showed up to discuss this. So I don't know. Maybe we just move on to the next thing. Because I'm getting a lot of. Go ahead.
I will say like people are asking like some sort of a few unrelated questions. Like I'm gonna be streaming in a few days to try to show up like the next patch, and I'll be adding some really interesting shit in that patch. So if y'all want to ask some of these questions that like ain't related to the point system or new cards and stuff, like y'all can just wait till I stream then, and I'll try to answer as many as I can.
Cool. Great. Okay. I want to. Okay. Well, all right. That's great.
I appreciate you for tuning in, Necroville.
Yeah. Thank you, Necroville. A stock market, I think, would go crazy. But yeah. Okay. You know, honestly, I guess it doesn't seem like there's a lot of people that are like really. A lot of the points people are just they're not around. So you know, hey, we wanted to give you guys the chance to speak up about this, but this is now this has officially been open to the community, and there it is. And it is okay. So right now we're not doing anything with extra deck monsters just because they're pretty weak. But I think that going forward, like I think that by the time, like especially like by the time GX comes around, at least we're gonna need like a system for extra deck monsters, and especially like in 5Ds and Zexal and stuff. And I think that there could probably just be a different point total for the extra deck. I think that would probably work fine, right, Shug? I mean, is that what you were thinking?
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the thread where me and the Noir guy, I think that's his name, we discussed a little bit. Yeah, that sounds like a good enough solution to just have it be its own separate total.
Yeah, totally.
Also, for the people in chat, what somebody said, is the point system going to become the main thing? It's like, it's really optional. Like the main reason I added the point system was just so you could duel people around your level. But like once you collect all the cards you want to have and use in your decks, then the point system is basically just so you don't have to go against Raigeki and Heavy Storm every duel, and there can actually be some variety in the decks you face instead of just the same staples. But it's like completely optional.
Yeah, and I think that like ideally, depending on what this ends up looking like with this version of the format, like I do think that there's like a version of the game where it does feel very much like that old playground style where you're summoning like vanillas, like you're not like you summon like a big boss and like it's not just like immediately destroyed. Like I think that like it is the kind of system that really does, like one thing that I did for a long time was like I had a custom format with my friends where like it was built around like ensuring that you're running like the cool shit that you just used to like as a kid. And like I think that that's part of what this format hopefully does. So while it's not necessarily like the main format, I think that if we get it down and we get it like right, it should feel good, and it should be the kind of thing that like the kind of player base and fan base that we have in DMO, it should be like it feels like that, like this should be the kind of format that like those people would want to play, basically. Yes, I don't know, Yuki. I don't know if it's ruining. Hey, Shug knows I was very much pro banning spell economics and spell reproduction and all that stuff, but go ahead.
We want to say about that, like, would that deck be anywhere near reliable without all the draw power from like Pot of Greed and Graceful Charity? Or is that like is that something we should really be worried about? Or
I think that I don't know if it necessarily needs to rely on Pot of Greed and Graceful Charity. I don't know if it's like even. I would be interested to see its win rate. I faced it a few times and I won. I won once and I lost once, and the game that I lost I actually could have won if I played a little bit better. So I think that like. I think that what you were saying about like you're not sure if it's actually like that consistent and that's why you wanted to wait to like hit those cards. I think that there's maybe truth to that. I think that but I want to hear I guess I do want to hear other people's opinions on it, because like that was just my experience. I happened to do it twice and I happened to get like a 50-50 where I could have won both times. But like I don't think that the draw cards are the difference maker. I think it just comes down to like I think it's consistent even without those cards, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay.
But I wonder, like so the people, it sounds like Yuki, Wise, and Swell, you guys have all fought it. Like, have you guys all like? Is it kind of like clapping y'all up? Like, is it consistent? Does it always win? Because like, seems like if you have spell trap removal, it's like I mean, you got the 50-50 against it. Okay. I think that like limiting one piece of the deck, like limiting spell economics, something like that, would also just be kind of like a way to just like be like that kind of ends it for good.
I wouldn't have any issue limiting like any of the pieces. It just kind of feels like there's like been a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh where there's like for a long time there will be a very obvious problem and then they'll limit stuff around it instead of like the problem, which I've never really been a fan of that. In this case, it'd be DMOC, which is the clear problem, and like it being its pre-errata version. So it would feel weird to me to limit cards that work only because DMOC is so broken. But I could do it just so I know people want to use DMOC, obviously. So
yeah, I think that yeah, I mean I do think that is I think that the thing about the TCG is that the thing that I hate about it is that they do that in service of like cards that they just like want to sell. So it's like we're not going to hit any of these cards because they're new, so we're going to hit these other cards. But I think that like the thing that I like that's different about it is that like I would love to live in a server where DMOC could see play.
yeah.
But I mean, well, you know, obviously I'm thinking about like 120, like 100 format now, I guess, like where like it's very much a cost to play it. But yeah, if we are talking about unlimited, I mean, you are right. It is DMOC. DMOC is the problem. But
Well, also, Lock and Low asks, why did you go the elaborate way and point every card instead of just shoving some cards like Genesis?
That's a great question.
You want to answer it? Or I can answer it up to you.
Yeah, I actually had the same question initially. I was kind of confused when I first saw the system, and I was kind of like really didn't know how to think about it. And I talked to Sheep about it, and then also I read some of Shug's comments about it. So I think that it actually makes a lot of sense when you think about it, because what Shug has articulated and what I've experienced in his format is that like when every card is pointed instead of just the problem cards, then there's differentials between weaker cards as opposed to just being like in Genesis, every card that's not like good is on an equal playing field. And so a good example of this is like Sheep is running like Disappear in his deck. Never ever in my entire life, in all the casual time I've played Yu-Gi-Oh, have I ever seen somebody play Disappear. And also like Chusuke the Mouse Fighter was another example that came up. And it's like in this system, there is actually an incentive to run even the worst cards ever printed, because those cards will be like pointed less, and so it does bring out that casual like style of play. And so I think that's the idea behind not doing Genesis. Shug, if you want to add anything to that.
Also, of course, like I want to measure the progression between decks so players can do it around their level, and that wouldn't be possible if like every card below a point was rated 0. Like a player with like a deck full of 1700 attack monsters or maybe 1600 would be able to duel a player with about like 1200 attack monsters on average, and they would probably get stumped. So, you know, that's like another big part of it. Just so you can measure, like, oh, who am I going against? How many stars is their deck? Maybe I should do it with somebody else, stuff like that.
Definitely. We could get crossing eras. Like just. I'm curious. I'm confused on how your question about crossing eras relates to the rest of your question. I'm a little confused. You might have to clarify exactly what you mean.
I think it means like one team using synchros, one using XYZ, stuff like that. That would be like kind of fun. It would be hard to balance because you know the cards get usually stronger as time goes on, but that would be a fun idea, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's probably just like comes down to just like I think that sounded something that we could totally see in the future, but like I think probably we want to just like get shit working first, right? Like get the GX server, get the 5D server, like get that stuff going, get those cards in the game, and then figure out how to like do some kind of crossover thing. But yeah, I mean that would be my thought on that. I mean at this point we're kind of just there's no off topic. I think you guys can just say you know whatever. There's some more PvE styles. Oh yeah, for sure. I think like well, see now I don't know. You're talking about alter things. I don't know exactly. See, some of y'all confused about some of these exact points, but yeah, I think like you know a lot of that stuff is it sounds like the goal here.
Appreciate you, Lock and Low.
You know, let me. So, Jarrett, you said, will we get anything from the reset? Shug, would it be cool to talk about that thing we were talking about like a little bit ago?
Yeah, it's like the perfect time to bring that up.
Yeah. So one thing that we were thinking about, and y'all let me know if you like this idea. So basically, like one thing is that in the current like rollout of the game, there were a lot of there were obviously like there were exploits and stuff, and there were ways that like people got a lot stronger like than they necessarily should have been like pretty quickly, and like there's also like potential like there's also been a lot of changes to the game and stuff. And so one thing that that I was thinking about is like wanting to um be able to test out what open beta's launch will look like by doing like a little like a second server where everyone starts from nothing, and like putting in all the early game balance changes, like getting all that stuff down, and then like doing a second server where everyone like starts from nothing all together, and like basically having like some kind of like competition or like race to like kind of like get people to like try to play as much as possible, and like people that participate in that basically would get rewards once the open beta comes out. People that participate or people that do well or like stuff like that. And so that would be a way to like allow us to like test the early game balance and see what works for open beta while giving you all actual like clear rewards for that will carry into the open beta, if that makes sense. Show you anything you want to add to that?
Not particularly. Just we're thinking about doing like a ranked system in that too, like a separate one from the main server where maybe that's how people compete, which is like maybe the people at the top of the leaderboard can get the best rewards. But I also might end up doing like something similar to that for this server too, because obviously people put a lot of time into the current server, so I do want to do something for the current players just to reward them for the amount of time they put in and like helping me fix all the bugs and stuff. So we gonna figure something out for that.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah, it sounds like people are saying that they would be down to participate in that. I think it'd be very cool to like I would like it's like personally I would love to do something like that. Like I would love to just start from zero with everyone else and like see what early game meta develops, like see like how it feels to be like very low level all against each other, see where like things could be tweaked a little bit. Like that's the kind of stuff that I think, because like once open beta happens, like and there's so many more eyes on the game, like my thought is like when Moist Critical joins the game, like we gotta be on our P's and Q's, y'all. Like, everybody in the we gotta all prepare for Moist Critical to join this damn game, and we need y'all's fucking help. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if like, yeah, right. Like when the rest of the world locks in on DMO, like we want to come correct and like have a really good player experience, and so that would be like a perfect way to like help test that. And it would still keep this server alive, so it would be a second server. Yeah, but I do think that when the open beta comes, there will be people are like Lulu. You're asking if there will be a reset, right? Like it's just that there will be some way to like reward people for being on the server. Is that true?
Yeah, I think Jared Kills. He's basically asking if we could just make new servers instead of resetting this one. Like there isn't like anywhere near the amount of players on this server that there will be for the open beta, I assume. So if people really won't, I can have this just be like an OG server where like the original beta testers they can play here occasionally, and then most of the time people will just play on the actual main servers where everybody will start fresh. I can do that and have it be completely separate if people really want to.
Oh wow.
But I don't know how much of a point there will be, because it's like you're gonna have like fear of missing out basically. Cause you see like hundreds of people on the other servers, and all those servers are connected, but this one isn't. Like, you're gonna get a little. It's gonna. I mean, I can if y'all want me to.
It does feel like the only point is to like be like, yeah, we're in the exclusive club a little bit. Like I don't like, but I don't know. I have no. This is outside of my wheelhouse. So I have no opinions on this one.
Even if I did that though, I will say there is like absolutely zero chance that this server is like the one that the new open beta testers will play on. Like it'll always be separate. So that's kind of final. But if people really want like to keep their old saves on like a less played server, we can.
Definitely.
What are you even doing there? I don't know either.
Yeah, that's my question too. Yeah,
I don't know either.
But. Let's see, maybe other ways to get money. I think that's something that you're definitely like thinking a lot about, right, Chuck?
definitely like that's like the most important thing I want to do before open beta.
Yeah.
Everything Truesdale synergizes with plants, right? Like I've been needing some plant support. I was actually looking
Oh,
at a. Go ahead.
no, you can finish. Sorry.
I was gonna say, what's the name of this monster? I looked through all my models and like the only remotely acceptable plant boss monster I have that isn't like a part of an archetype is Queen Angel of Roses, which is I think a 5D's era card, but like I don't think it's absurdly. I don't think it's broken for this era either. So I could add it, but I don't know if it's gonna ruin people's immersion with the whole DM aspect. So I don't know.
I think that I think it's like fine. I don't know if it does. I don't know. Well, okay, I think it's fine. I don't think it would be like a crazy choice. I think that maybe I'm a little biased because I have like a plant. I've actually thought a lot about what we could do with plants. Hold on, give me a second here. Let me pull this up. So this was my idea.
So any plant boss monster y'all think should be in, I definitely wouldn't be opposed to adding. It's just about like modeling it because plants are kind of inherently hard to model because they're not humanoids. So like animating them is harder, and then also just modeling like a big ass plant creature is harder. So it's like it's not impossible. It just takes a bit longer and costs a bit more. But like it's definitely on my list to get some plant monsters in. But go ahead.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, Fairy King Truesdale has two other cards that I consider part of the same like vibe that are also kind of strong, and that's Fairy Archer in Gunnar and Titanial. Because Titanial and Fairy King Truesdale are married in the Shakespeare play. Like they're both based on Shakespeare characters, and they're married in the Shakespeare play. So Titanial and Fairy King Truesdale are like part of the same lore. And then Fairy Archer in Gunnar. And the thing is, like in Gunnar and Titanial and Truesdale actually make like an interesting like combo where in Gunnar basically can keep summoning back with Lord Poison, can keep summoning back the others. So this was kind of like my idea for the plant deck, like based around those three cards. And there's also just like a bunch of like some like spell trap support. Like this was my like plant brainchild. And I am trying to stay away from the stuff that was really iconic in GX and 5Ds. Like Gigaplant is like one of the most iconic 5Ds era cards ever, and well, late GX and 5Ds. So it's not that it would be like crazy, but it's just like I kind of was trying to stick with like the thing is like this would be based on the actual one. The thing that I liked about it is that it was based on the actual one plant boss monster that existed at the time, and it's like its own little like kind of trio. But I don't know. I might be a little too. I might be too in the weeds on this.
Also, Yukiana said the problem with the game right now is the fact new players have such bad cards compared to people who've been playing for months. So yeah, that was like the big reason I added the point stuff is so like new players can duel each other really easily and know who they're dueling. But I will say, I am making one change which is going to come in the next update where right now the selectable ace monsters are pretty they were intended to be pretty low power because the beta was just starting, but now that like it's been going on a while, I'm probably gonna add a lot more monsters to the pool, which is like the Monarchs and Dark Magician, maybe just stuff like that. Like so, new players will be able to choose like an actual good ace at least to start with.
Yeah, I think and I think that's also part of why we want to do the beta test before open beta is because like um it helps see like what the progression looks like from zero and how quickly people start to like just completely outpace everyone else. It's good, yeah. So Egyptian gods, I have spent 1,000 years thinking through all the different ways that you could do Egyptian god effects and like how accurate they might want to be and stuff like that. So definitely I have thoughts on that. It just comes down to like doing it, implementing them the right way, like making them actually feel like earned and all that stuff. But yeah.
Also, Aquamaster, yeah, Favorite King Tuesday is one of the easier ones to model. I don't know if it's it will be something for plants. I don't know if it's good enough for them to be like viable, but yeah, that's definitely on my list too.
Yeah, and Gunnar, Titanial, and Truesdale together. They could do it. They could do it. They could do it. Balance the blue eyes rule and have alternate blue eyes art on top of the original. Oh, that's kind of a good. I'm curious, like what your plan is for blue eyes once open beta comes around. Like I'm guessing that like in the roleplay servers, you want to still just do 4. Do you have an inclination about non-roleplay servers on that?
Well, there'll definitely be more than 4. I don't know if you'll pull it from packs or if it'll just be like from events too. So I still have to decide on that, but you'll definitely be able to like there'll be ways for like just people to get blue eyes. Like it won't be limited the way it is right now.
That makes sense. Yugi Kaiba and Joy, that probably just comes down to having models, right?
Yeah, I have like some okay models for those, but Yugi Kaiba and Joey and a few others like Pegasus, like I want to make them actual like somewhat bosses in game. So I want to not only add them a little bit later when I have like more stuff set up, but I want to fix the NPC AI right now because it's kind of iffy.
Bro, NPC Yu-Gi-Oh AI, what a journey that has been on in every iteration, man. Yeah, that's always very difficult. I do like the idea, Boopy. It's not a bad idea with the blue eyes, like having to keep the feel, at least not on the non-roleplay servers, like to keep the feel of like the 4 special ones, keep those as the 4 original arts, and then like the other arts could just be the ones that you can pull normally and stuff like that. It's cool. That's a cool concept. Black Skull Dragon, we got a model for that. I don't know. It's a good question. You have a model for Black Skull Dragon? Probably from Duels of the Roses, but it's probably ass. It's probably what you're gonna say, right?
So yeah, there is an ass one in Duels of the Roses. I think I actually do have like another okayish model, but I don't have a model of Meteor Black Dragon or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah. I think Black Skull Dragon's more important anyway because it's anime and stuff. Meteor Dragon, whatever. Forget that thing. No one cares about that one.
Yeah. Probably just fuse it with like a swamp or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, yeah, we're talking about Fairy Archer in Gunnar, not Fairy Knight. Fairy Knight's in XYZ. Let's see. I also had. Well, I've got a million different. I don't know. I've got different things for every type and stuff like that I've been thinking about, but I don't know. We don't need to go into that right now. If anybody has any other types or whatever that you want to discuss, we could do that. At least the way that I was thinking about approaching those. And then I guess we could talk about the stuff we were kind of talking about before we went live, which is hold on, let me go back to this. Some of the stuff that was coming into the next up. Red Eyes Darkness Dragon is GX for sure, though. That one's probably gonna have to wait.
I do I have a model for Red Eyes Wyvern and Red Eyes Darkness Dragon, so I don't know if they fit, if they should be GX, but I do have models for them.
I think that Red Eyes Wyvern is enough up in the air that it probably could go into DM, even though it was from GX. I mean, honestly, like I feel like Red Eyes Darkness could go in DM either. I think that I wouldn't really mind that much whichever. I mean, obviously it's more associated iconically with GX, but also the structure deck I think technically was a DM era structure deck anyway. Like I don't think it matters that much. So I think it's kind of up to, whatever people want.
Okay, so why is No Man, is that fucking LaWaffle? You the only person who'd be asking me about 9-volt.
You do have that same star.
Crazy.
So there were a few monsters that you mentioned to me. Sugar, I can talk about those too, right? On here? Yeah. So some of the ones that we were looking at that are having models worked on for next update. It's I think you said you already have a model for Zeradia's Herald of Heaven to search for Sanctuary in the Sky. There's Pitch Black Warwolf and Malasol of Demise are being worked on. And then Ojama King, Swift Gaia, XYZ Dragon Cannon, and Tyrant Dragon. All those models are ready, but effects are being worked on, right? Because they have some kind of unique interactions. Is that correct?
Yep.
And then lastly, Tualatin is a model that Suga has from the manga. And we were talking about whether Tualatin is is too strong or not. And I think it's probably fine. I'm a little scared of it, but I don't know if anybody has any thoughts on Tualatin. I think it's probably fine, especially because it's from DM. Oh my gosh, you finding out that Royal Knight was the Royal Knight of the Ice Barrier makes so much sense because I remember I was looking at that. I looked at it for so long. I was like, that is not Royal Knight.
Yeah.
I was like,
That makes so much sense. They had it labeled just as Royal Knight in the folder, so I just added it and I didn't look at the actual model and I didn't find out until later. That shit was crazy.
Tualatin with a T.
Also, detail on the first, you said didn't realize Black Kid come out during 5Ds. You might be thinking of like Red Eyes Baby Dragon. I don't know if that's a 5Ds card or when that came out, but I do know that card exists.
Yeah, I think or what is that called? Blackstone of the Ancients also came out later. Red Eyes Black Chick came out very, very early. Red Eyes Black Chick was part of the structure deck, I think. Botanical Lion, I think, is a great ad. I think that's a good ad. I don't think it's too good. Especially because plants would need. Oh, really?
Let me see.
I think plants could definitely use Botanical Lion. I think I had it on my. Yeah, I had it on my list for sure. Botanical Lion and Botanical Girl, I think would be great.
Yeah, I technically have like a lot of plant monsters. It's just a matter of like if they fit the EM era and like, I think if they fit it thematically and if they're not too strong. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think plants are like specifically like the type that like has to have the most liberties taken just because there was literally like one plant boss monster in all of DM. So but yeah, I do think if you have that list, I mean honestly, we could just or if you like whenever you get that list of plant monsters, I would love to give input on that because I think a lot of them are going to be kind of just like, yeah, well, this was used later, but you know, like it's just about like picking and choosing which ones feel right.
I have a list I sent. Wait, did I send you like a list of like a really long list of models? Yeah, I do have that one. You can like look through that for plant monsters, but it's kind of unsorted.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you sent me that. Let me hold on.
I swear I had Botanical Lion. I don't. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong folder. Oh yeah, I do have that. So I could add that. Let me see what it does.
It's pretty strong because it's a 1900 right off jump by itself, and then with any other plant monsters it gets 300 more. So it is strong in like the low power stuff that we do, but I think it's super fine.
Need something, right? So.
Yeah, plants need something like that. Yeah, appreciate that, Chef. Karibo Brothers are interesting because it would only require just like a palette change on a currently existing models. Curry Bandit and Curry Babylon would be different. But yo, what's up, Jaden? How's it going? all right. Yeah, the list that you sent. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What did you say?
You said Tualatin was fucking him up in 07. Damn.
Yeah, Tualatin is an interesting pick. I would like to hear more people's opinion on Tualatin. Whatever. I dropped my headphone. We're going one headphone now. But yeah, no, okay, so the list that you sent me, I think was only a list of GX era stuff. So I don't think I have one that has Botanical Lion on it. So if you send me that one, anyway, whenever you get a chance, no big deal. I
don't know if this is the most updated. It should have like most of them, but this is like a lot of different eras. There's like no order here, so bear with it.
Okay. Oh, I would love to look through this. I bet there's let's see.
There's like a lot of 5Ds cards. There's some Naturia stuff, probably a few other like random playing stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Is this something I can show on screen?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Give me a second here. You know what? I'm gonna have, if I do that, I have to show Discord. I probably won't, just because it'll be a lot of work, and I'm afraid of leaking some shit I don't mean to do or whatever. But yeah, there is a lot on this list. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take a look through some of this because I bet you there's some stuff we could add now that like would be fine. Yeah, Reptile's tough. Sinjo, I know you've probably already seen, but Reptiles are ones that I really did not know what to do with reptiles when it came to my suggestions. Um, I
And
think that
was there ever like anywhere near this area? Was there like ever support for reptiles? Were they always just kind of like use
no,
support for dinosaurs?
reptiles never ever got support until mid 5Ds when they became the iconic deck of a character in the anime and a character in the manga. And then in 5Ds, I mean, sorry, I said five. In mid GX, they became a character in the anime and a character in the manga. And then in in 5Ds, there was another character that used reptiles. So it's just like plants where like all the support that basically ever came out for them are always like it literally is just like it is because a character in a later anime like had it, which is fine. It just means like being slightly more creative. Like we don't want to do like Venom cards, but like for example, I actually did make a hold on, I can pull this up.
I definitely need those like Gigabyte like evolution monsters, yeah. And why do you need more character slots, Yukihana? Like what can you do with more than 5 character slots?
So like here is a like with the list that I just posted, like here would be like an example of like a reptile build. And it's basically built around the fact that Legendary Ocean lets you normal summon level 5s and level 7s. So like if you could use a Legendary Ocean, and like this is like a very strong, it's just like basically beatdown. It's based on the fact that like if you get like Granadora, Lion, Alligator, those are really strong 1900 beaters for reptiles. And then Screech is also kind of good because you can use Screech to send like Levia Dragon Daedalus, even though it's not a reptile, but like you could use Screech to send Daedalus or Rainbow Snake and Ghana, which I was thinking is like the reptile boss. And then like you could just bring it back with like support. Like Surface was a card that I was thinking about. I don't know why I didn't put it in here, but like Surface is like a water support card. So like basically the deck could revolve around using Screech to send Angana or Daedalus and then use Surface to get it back. And that could be like its own little fun engine. And aside from that, just like normal summoning Gigo or is just like big meat. You just like turn one, like, all right, I'm summoning this 2450 without tributing. It's like, what's up? You know? So this was like my idea for like what reptiles could do if they had it. But the problem is that like to make this work, like think about how many different cards, like we would need Giga, we would need Screech, we would need Lion Alligator, we need Angana, we would need Daedalus, we would need Granadora, like so many cards that just aren't in right now. And so that's why it's like when it comes to like things to support like in the most immediate updates, it's like, do you really want to spend like basically an entire update giving like 5 or 6 different monsters to make reptiles work, or like put in stuff like Don DeLuge, put in stuff like, you know, all the other shit that like just in general is needed. But this was the basic idea. I don't know if that makes sense to people on stream, or like Shug, if you have any thoughts on any of that stuff.
Yeah, like I would like definitely be down to add whatever reptiles need, but obviously if I have to add like a lot of monsters and there's a limited amount per update, then it might have to wait until I flesh some more stuff out that can be fleshed out easier.
Yeah, definitely. And then since we're doing that, I can also show like the plant build that I had with the plant monsters that I mentioned earlier. Like basically, obviously a lot of like so many of these cards aren't in the game, but this was like basically like a kind of vague list of like cards that could end up being added. And this was the idea with just Sataniel and Ingunar and Lord Poison. Botanical Girl is a water, so you float into it with Mother Grizzly. Botanical Girl can search Lord Poison. Lord Poison can bring back Botanical Girl to just keep searching for like a loop. And then Lord Poison can also summon like Titaniel or Ingunar from grave, so you can foolish them away. Or you can tribute, if we were to add Mausoleum of the Emperor, that would be another way to just get these out to make them less dead. Trade in also helps. And then this was a card from the manga that I think could be kind of slightly changed from its TCG effect to be more like the manga, but to support this overall build. So basically for every type, I've thought through like different ways that we can like make a workable build. But again, it just comes down to like which models we we can focus on. If that makes sense. If anybody in the chat has like thoughts on that, sorry, this is like my favorite topic. So sorry, I get really like, oh shit, there's a lot of people here.
Also, Rain 493, stay tuned for something interesting related to that. I'm not going to say too much about it, but I'm going to do something interesting with that.
Rain, I actually haven't seen Rain's message on my end. Oh, here we go. Vehicroids. Oh, love Vehicroids. Yes, in GX. Love Vehicroids. Oh, I'll be interested to hear what you say is that when we discuss what you mean by that shit. Oh, Paladin of White, Paladin of Black, for sure. Especially with Advanced Ritual Art, I think those would be really good.
Oh yeah. I think those were on the list you sent me, right?
They were. I think that I even have like kind of a Blue Eyes build here that's built around rituals. It's built kind of around rituals. This one again, a lot of this stuff is just like really future theory crafting. Like we don't have creator, and we don't have the creator stuff, but like this was just like a I don't know. I won't even this one requires so many cards that aren't in the game that it just doesn't even it's just too theoretical right now, but I have thought through how to make Paladin of White Dragon and stuff work. Armed Dragon is GX though for sure. I think that you already have Armed Dragon models, right? But you're waiting for GX, yeah. Show us dinos. Okay. Dinosaur. This is actually coming. I think this deck actually will be available in the next update because all that it's missing is Super Ancient Dino Piece. For those that don't know, dinosaurs are just like plants and reptiles where basically all the support they got was always going to be it's always Tyranno, Hasselberry support, or some other like it's either just like very powerful modern stuff or it's like Tyranno support. So like I wanted to find like a way to like give dinosaurs their own like DM era flavor. And this is a card that like just never came up in GX or anything else. And it's kind of cracked. Like if you think about like this card with like fossil excavation, it's really good. And it's like all that dinosaurs are missing. Like because we already have Hyper Hammerhead, we already have Giant Rex, like Giant Rat into like Hyper Hammerhead, is like really good. There's also like the other stuff that we already have now, like Amazon is trainee and stuff like that with Giant Rat. And then Fossil Dig makes Gillosaurus searchable. You contribute this off one Gillosaurus. And then Fossil Excavation, you go minus to like activate this, but then you just get the draw off of Dino Beast as well. And the thing that's really interesting is that Hyper Hammerhead, even though Hyper Hammerhead's negated by Fossil Excavation, when Hyper Hammerhead's destroyed by battle, its effect isn't negated because it activates in the graveyard. So there's actually a really powerful combination here with these two where you can use this to bring back Hyper Hammerhead and then still attack or get attacked with it, and then its effect will still go off. So the problem is, Cook, is that Jurassic World and Destroyosaurus are just like very much GX era cards, and like Jurassic World is just like the centerpiece of the entire Tyranno Hasselberry deck. So I wanted to find a unique character for dinosaurs in this era. So that's kind of why I was looking for like other ways to do it.
Also, IGTV television. So somebody told me about like somebody reported a bug with an interesting interaction with Baby Ceratosaurus, which is that you're supposed to be able to use chain destruction to use it, which doesn't work right now. So if I fix that, it could get really interesting, and then that technically is a way you could trigger it. So I'll have to see.
Oh, that would be interesting. Wait, is chain destruction something you can use? Oh, you can use it on yourself. Wait, that's actually crazy. Hold on. I never realized you could use chain destruction on yourself. That's super fun. Oh my God, who thought of that? I need to know who said that because like that is the coolest.
I think his name was Synchro on Discord. It's pretty interesting that he tested that out. I just gotta fix it.
Who was that? Oh, Synchro. Okay, yeah, Synchro. That is a really, really cool idea. I never thought about that. Yeah, Cyber Angels GX. There are a bunch of elemental hero models that Sugar already has, but it's just like about like the problem is that like when it comes to like doing the GX server, like it just it takes time to like you want to have like a critical mass of cards that are already supported by the time the GX server happens, because you don't want to just have like a GX server and then like every deck has like is just in shambles. So like you know, that's just why it will take a little bit of time. Sansom, yes, we've talked about this a good amount. Like there's making money is Shug just said it's like his number one priority right now for like open beta, like making sure there are other ways to do that.
Also, as for like GX is I'm going to be doing some special event with GX soon. Just be ready for that. But the actual GX server and being able to obtain like those cards for your deck, that's just going to be a while away because of what Leaky said. But be ready for what I do with that.
Zazo, have you reported that on the bug reporting Discord? If there's any bugs, definitely report them there because Shuggy's like pretty religious about checking those.
MG with threatening run. Oh, that's actually a separate bug. I think Yukiana, which is right now Dark Burning Attack. I think you can only activate it on somebody who has magic cards on their field, and you try to activate it on an opponent. If you're in a 2v2 and you activate it on an opponent who doesn't, it'll just force you to target the one who does. So if they have no monsters, you'll just like be forced to waste it. That will be fixed next patch though.
Rain, Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, you mentioned this to me. I think that you are onto something that like Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon we should figure out something to do with it. Because it does feel bad that like literally any person playing machines, basically for those that don't know, Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon lets you contact fuse from either side of the field as long as either player has a Cyber Dragon and machines. So if you run one Cyber Dragon, any machine deck that you face lets you literally kill their whole field just to summon Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. So it makes machines like significantly worse. I mean, its anime version is different, but its anime version is also like pretty bad, and or if it's not bad, just like very sacky. It's like Chimera Tech Overdragon, but it's a burn version. So I would think at least, and again, like anything I do is filtered through Suge's judgment. So whatever Suge wants at the end of the day, but I would think there would be some way to do something similar to the anime effect, or some way to make it not like ruin machines, given that machines are like so key in GX, but like not make it quite the exact same as its anime effect. I think you raise a good point, though. I do think that I do not love the way that Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon works, in the TCG.
So I saw somebody over on your Twitch chat ask, how heavy will you guys go with Ancient Gears? So once we do the GX server, I want to obviously I want people to be able to make whatever full deck fits their archetype. But I will say I do have I have 4 Ancient Gear monster models right now, which is Ancient Gear Golem, I think it's Ancient Gear Knight or something. Then I have Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem and Ancient Gear Wyvern. I think that card might be more modern, but it exists, so.
No, that's actually like kind of the perfect, like honestly, like those would be like the centerpiece, I would think, of like the deck, to be honest. Like in the GX era, like obviously there's like some newer stuff like Chaos, Ancient Gear Golem, all that shit. That would never be added, but like, dude, Wyvern, Soldier, Golem, and Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem, that's kind of like a goated quartet to have right now. I would think only a few more would need to be added. Wait, I did say I didn't want to show this on the stream, but I guess I could just post this in the chat, this dual terminal monster list. Would you be down if I did that?
Yeah, go for it. I got that list online anyway. I did have to fix up a lot of the they had a lot of shit mislabeled and stuff, but that's pretty much the only changes I made to it.
I can't put it in my chat because of the way that the interface that I'm using, it doesn't quite work. So I'm just gonna put it in my. If you guys look at my format balancing suggestions thread, I'm just gonna put it there. Current dual terminal models. Okay, so if anybody wants to check that, it's on Discord. That's all the models that Suge has from dual terminal. So you can like a lot of them are GX, a lot of them are 5Ds and stuff. Like you can see that that's the stuff that we already have for. I've always wanted to have Amazoness Paladin dominate me. So this is great. Thanks, guys. Let's see. Hold on. Let's go. I've missed a decent amount.
Somebody said skill drain. It's actually interesting. I was thinking about adding soul drain, but I'm kind of scared of just cards like that, which can floodgate. So I've been putting it off, but I might have soul drain at some point. I don't know about skill drain. That card is kind of scary.
Yeah, skill drain is a tough one because skill drain, it of course enables like the very cool like skill drain deck, like the Goblin Attack Force deck. I do like that deck a lot. So it's tough to not have that in, but like it's also like skill drain. Like I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, to be fair, like I don't know if in like DM era skill drain was quite as like oppressive as it is in later eras, but I'm just not sure. It's a scary. It's like you're playing with fire, and I don't feel like I know enough to know like, all right, we could just put it in, it'll be fine. Kane, yes, the XYZ machine fusion is coming. Suge is figuring out how to do contact fusion right now. He's working on it, and as soon as he gets that done, that should be in the next update. The only reason it's not is because of contact fusion.
Yeah, the main problem with that is like, I don't know if people have noticed, but currently there's not any effects in game that are like ignition/quick effects that you just trigger off field. So I have to figure out like how I want to display that. I was thinking about just highlighting the like there's buttons that obviously bring up whatever card location you want to see, like the graveyard or banish pile. So I'm thinking I'll highlight that when you have a usable effect, and then when you click it, the card will be highlighted within that list. So that might be the best way to do it. So once I do that and I figure out a good way to present it, then yeah, that's easy to add.
I dropped my AirPod. I need to find that shit. Let me, you guys, I'm gonna keep responding to chat. So give me a second. Just keep giving suggestions. I'll keep responding while I look for this damn AirPod.
Also, Cookman said, so I'm guessing in the GX server there will probably be another card shop, but will the cards be transferred from the first GX server, or are you only going to do GX cards? So I don't know about transferring cards yet. I have to see about it. But I'll say the DM cards will be accessible in the GX server. Just
sorry guys.
It'll go up to whatever generation you're playing, and not the ones after that, basically. So, like, if you're playing a 5D server, the GX
I can't hear anything right now. Just so y'all know, just give me a second. I think you guys can still hear, but give me 1 second.
You go ahead do it. But yeah, so the generation servers will go up to that generation and have the previous cards in them too, basically. Hey, something cool with Elements of Heroes is coming at some point, Jarrett. Yeah, I do have plenty of Elements of Hero models. And to the dude who said, like, sister is going to explode if I don't give him a key, I got you. Just DM me on Discord, bro.
Oh my gosh. Hold on.
Yeah, basically, like, Contact Fusion and Synchro is going to use, like, the same mechanic. So once I do that, that's also going to be easy.
Should keep holding it down. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties.
Yeah, that boy AirPod fucking vanished. Yeah, but we get new Dark Position model that looks more like the OG card art. It depends on what you mean. Like, I could probably have this one recolored pretty easily, but I will also have alternative arts for monsters like that because I do have like other Dark Magician models, so that wouldn't be hard. How am I gonna release Giant Rex and nerf it, bro? I gave it the anime effect, like, because that was the effect it had like in this era. You know, if we was in like later stages, it could have like a different effect. I don't know if you just got here, Zephyr. We talked about some new Dino support, which is Super Ancient Dino Beast. So once we add that, that might help Dinos out.
Okay, I'm back. Hello?
You good?
Yo, yeah, I'm good. Yo, I know I did not come back to hear motherfuckers talking about trying to put the Giant Rex TCG effect in this game. You all are smoking dicks, bro. Are you crazy? The Giant Rex TCG effect is insane, guys. The Giant Rex anime effect is the one that existed for 15 years before Giant Rex came out in the TCG. Being able to float from banish at any time it is banished, it's crazier than DD Survivor. It is like an unbelievable card that cannot be in the DM era, guys. Come on. And it's like, it's already a 2K beater. Like, it's already like a good card. Like, it's like dinosaurs can find support without. No, DMOC and Giant Rex are no. DMOC is like the most literally like top 3 most iconic cards to ever exist from the DM era. Like, come on, we cannot compare. No, Giant Rex anime is fine, and we just have we can find other ways to make dinosaurs work. Come on, like, guys, come on.
You said teleport commands and that's the fun. So I already made it so you can like spectate friends. So I might just make it so you can like warp to friends too. Like if it's already, because if somebody starts a duel, you can just warp to them anyway. So I might as well. But That's definitely gonna be like a non-RP server feature only. Like you'll have to actually go places on RP servers.
Ultimate Conductor Tyranno is GX era. Guys, I already did a breakdown of dinos. If you guys weren't here, if you want to go back in the stream, like maybe like 30 minutes, I did a full breakdown of the plans for dinosaurs. I think by next update, I think dinosaurs will be competitive.
Yeah, go for it, Yukiana. You can DM me.
And Lightsworn in GX, I would think probably, yeah, it was like the final. It was the final set of GX. It seems like that would be like. I mean, Lightsworn is going to need a lot of tailoring with either the ban list or whatever. I mean, it's also, I think, I would think it's kind of low priority because it's like for this kind of game, like it would seem like kind of like one of the last things that you do in the GX server, just because there's so many other important cards. And Lightsworns are just like, you want to play Lightsworns in GX, you can play just like literally any actual GX format. Well, after they came out, at least. Actually, it's only one format. Okay, but you guys know what I mean.
I used to love those cards when I was younger. I wish I had some Lightsworn models. I do have like that one card that was used in Lightsworn decks later on. I think Thunder King Ryo.
Oh, Thunder King Ryo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's good. That one's like a big GX era one. Elemental Heroes will be in the GX era. Let's see. Well, yeah, I mean, we'd have to make sure that Lightsworn isn't too OP, Sinjo. I don't think it would be that hard. It would just be like making sure, there's ways to balance that kind of thing. Because I also do love Lightsworn cards. Like they're like some of my favorite cards ever made. Lightsworn came out in the very last pack of the GX era, Light of Destruction. So it's the very end of GX, the beginning of 5Ds.
So field effects actually have created models. Is that possible? Yeah, I wonder. Like, I was just debating about how I want to present it because I'll probably have the field spells like actually change the entire map for the people dueling, and then do something smaller for the people who aren't dueling. Unless you like click spectate, and then it might change the map for you too. But yeah, that's definitely on my list too. And bet Yukiana.
Crawling Dragon number 2, I think definitely will be in the game at some point. It comes down to that stuff we mentioned earlier about which cards take priority, especially given that Sabersaurus is already in game. Like a vanilla dinosaur is a niche that's kind of just like already filled. But for early game, and also because it's kind of iconic, Two-Headed King Rex, they got that little fusion brachioradius. Like, of course, I think it's a card I want to see in the game for sure, for like early game stuff and just like a cool 1600 beater. But it's just like it's low priority, I would think, compared to other stuff.
Yeah, Yukiana. So like, I think I can pretty much just have somebody recolor the current one and get this. Like, it's just making the skin like a regular skin color, and then making the armor purple. And
he's talking about the Dark Magician.
Yeah,
bro was talking to me about that today, man. He cares about that Dark Magician, that different artwork. Jared, I don't know, man. I don't know. Asking for time frames is just a difficult thing, right? Because then it's like, this stuff just takes time. So if you want to speak on that, you can. But I just, I feel like it's a kind of, it feels almost in poor taste to keep asking about time frames on things like that. But Shug, if you want to answer, feel free. I don't know.
It's pretty much what I said before. Like having the actual GX era is gonna be a while away, just because we need a lot of monsters. Like, I pretty much want all the main GX archetypes, like D heroes, elemental heroes, Viacroids, ancient gear, whatever other big ones. Like, I want them to have like enough monsters to make a complete deck. Whereas, like a lot of people, like there's not a lot of archetypes in DM. If you want to consider like even Amazonas and Harpies to be archetypes at this time, but like even those are missing cards already. So it's like, yeah, it's a ways away. We need a lot of monsters.
Yeah. Light skin. I was asking for a friend. That's hilarious. Gate Guardian is gonna be a real challenge. I mean, making them playable is tough. That's a real tough one. I don't even know if I've really thought much about how we could do that. I mean, you know what? I bet we could actually. So once Contact Fusion's in the game, I know that you mentioned that you're going to be cool to go with the version of Valkyrion that I wanted to. I'm going to bring this back around to Gate Guardian, but I'll talk about Valkyrion first as an example. So in the early anime, when Valkyrion is first played in Battle City, Valkyrion's technically a fusion monster. that you contact fuse from field, and then later on it becomes like by the season 4, the Awaken the Dragons arc, it becomes like just like a normal Valkyrian that we have in the TCG, but that can go from hand or field. So I was thinking the best version of Valkyrian would be like basically a combination of the two, where it's still a fusion, but you can send from hand or field. Although that's going to be even harder than just normal contact fusion. So I don't know necessarily throw more difficult on your play. I don't know. We can figure out contact fusion first, but I think that would be the ideal version of Valkyrion. And so I could see Gate Guardian being something similar, where it's just like a fusion. It's a fusion that you can contact fuse by sending from hand or field. That would be kind of strong, but like it doesn't have protection. Like it's not crazy. It wouldn't be too. I think it'd be fine. And that would be a cool way to make it actually usable. I don't know if people have thoughts on that. I just made that up for Gate Guardian, so I don't know. If you guys like that or have other thoughts. No, Jarrett, you're good. I appreciate you saying that. No problem. Pull rates are tough. For those that were here earlier, we want to definitely, for those that haven't caught the whole thing, if you didn't catch, like go back and watch, because we talked about this idea that we want to do pre open beta, where we do kind of like a second server where everyone starts from the beginning, and there will be rewards for open beta. There will be rewards in open beta for people who participate, and there'll be some kind of competition around like getting getting strong, winning tournaments, stuff like that. And basically the idea is that we want to test out how the progression looks from the very beginning and how it will look in open beta, where everybody is all doing their best to level up at the same time. And there's no exploits and nothing like that. And like, so I think that will be a way that we can look at what the pull rates are and like kind of get a sense for like, with the pull rates as they are, how long does it take for people to level up? And like, what does the meta look like over the course of like certain periods of time? And so that's where we would like think about pull rates basically.
Yeah, also I will say I think a problem right now is that there isn't really like a very accessible way to buy cards in game. Like you have to just basically see if somebody's spamming chats and trading something, or if they got something in their Discord shop, or you can check the site Mate. But I think once I plan on adding actual instance in game shops where people can put their cards on display and stuff, and you can go browse them. So once I add that, I think it's gonna help people build. It's gonna help newer players build their decks out instead of just only opening packs.
Yo, Yama, you are trolling. You are actually trolling. You have given the most insane. We're not adding Red Eyes Dragoon, dog. No, Yuki, no, that's not. That's also, we also said earlier that there would be some kind of. Shug was saying that he wanted to do some kind of reward for people that are in the normal in the server now as well. But these would be like better rewards, people that participate in that. That one anime spell they used to fuse Gate Guardian, but then what would it fuse from, Mystery Dueler? Like making it require, like if you could do it from like.
Kind of cutting up in the other bit.
Oh, my shit. I am. Okay, sorry, folks.
Yeah, I think this is good enough for me. I don't know about the stream. Oh, okay.
Y'all let me know if I'm dropping frames or cutting out or anything. The anime spell they used to fuse Gate Guardian's like not that good though, right? And so I guess like it could, like we could take that anime spell and then make that like a miracle fusion, I guess. You could like send from like field or grave, or like banish from field or grave, something like that. I mean, I guess that could work, but I don't know. Like, I don't know.
So Jared Act is owning house is actually being worked on. The card, like having your own card shop is being worked on right now, and I'm gonna do having your own house a bit later.
Split effects dark dark. Okay. If I'm with from grave. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
As well said, GTA housing and DMO. Yeah, exactly.
Bro, I think GTA Online is like definitely like a bit of a blueprint. That was the first thing I thought when I saw this game.
Yeah, like all my RP stuff is like gonna be based a lot upon FiveM, if you know what that is.
Wait, on what'd you say?
You know what FiveM is, like GTA FiveM?
It's that like that's like that RP shit that like all the streamers were doing for a while, or is it different?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's exactly, yes, bro. That I'm trying to be a damn judge. I'm putting some of y'all motherfuckers in jail, bro. Nah, I'm just like,
And somebody made a suggestion that I should add like actual courthouse. I got the police station, but we just need that now.
bro, that would be. I actually need to. I'm gonna look into like how they actually got players to set that kind of like. How do you get that infrastructure set up? Like just generally, where like people will start doing all that. Like, how do you get players to start doing that? That seems like a difficult, but I'm like I'm in love with that idea. Like I love that. Anime card of sanctity. Okay, not gonna happen. But I'm curious if what people think about this. Like, so we're definitely gonna have like this god cards are gonna be like whatever they're gonna be like whatever that looks like, very specific, like one per server, really broken kind of thing, ante them up. Whatever that is, whatever that system is, and for those that like are worried about it, like, I think we'll just take for granted as we discuss it right now that we'll make it fun and balanced and it won't be bullshit. Like just accept that it's fine. Like don't just for the sake of this conversation. I was thinking about stuff like Card of Sanctity, and I don't know, like Roll of Fate, like other kinds of just like anime bullshit cards could be like also just like kind of like god cards and have the same systems. I don't know if people would like that, but like basically like in the same way that like you could get Obelisk, you could get like Card of Sanctity, and like you'd have to ante it or whatever the rules are for the gods, like it would be the same, and maybe only on RP servers, like whatever that looks like. So but I don't know if people would like that, but that would be the only way I could imagine putting cards like Card of Sanctity in. Card of Sanctity would be unbelievable. I promise you guys, I've played Card of Sanctity more than all of you. I play anime cards all the time. I have all kinds of formats with my friends and stuff like that. Opening Card of Sanctity is just the most broken thing you can ever do, because your opponent will only ever always draw one card, where you can set your whole hand and draw like 5. It's never ever gonna happen. Yeah, not in ranked for sure.
So somebody said, let me see where this comment went. Somebody said, can every player start with Pot of Greed? Like on a DM server, I could actually do something like that where everybody starts with Pot of Greed just because it's like such an iconic card. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, I think it depends. Like, I think it probably comes down to like basically, I feel like with Pot of Greed, it's like either most people don't have access to it or everyone does. Because like I think with like the latest point of like the latest version of like the point system, like we've made Pot of Greed like very difficult to run in like high powered decks. So like the reason that you would want to give Pot of Greed to everyone, right, is because like some people have it and the people that have it are like clapping out the people that don't have it, and it just seems like equalize the playing field. But then it almost seems like with the latest point update, we went like the opposite direction, where like now less people will be able to use Pot of Greed just willy-nilly. Like, so then it feels like it would be okay to not give everyone Pot of Greed at the beginning because of that, but I could still see doing it. I think that the new points update might kind of fix some of those concerns with Pot of Greed.
We could also do it like the other cards we were talking about, like the normal monsters.
Wait, say that again.
You could do it like the normal monsters we were talking about, where like where certain ones don't come for points. Maybe Pot of Greed can also fit that description. If everybody has access to it, it could just be like a little fun thing.
Sure, it could. Yeah, I think Pot of Greed maybe, even if everybody has access to it, I think it should maybe cost though. I think it should cost. It's just so good. I mean, look, I like it a lot. I think that like if for like cool RP reasons or just like DMO reasons, like you want to lower the points and like make it like just something that everybody has access to, I'd be cool with that. I do think it should still have some cost though, but I don't know.
I wouldn't mind it.
I do like Pot of Greed a lot. Nice bodyguard. Thank you, Jarrett. I got my girl Amazon Sage with me.
If they have an interface on the GX server like the PDAs that have an anime would be cool, showing off your deck, do this dual points, etc. Yeah, I could actually do something like that. I want to do a lot of cool shit with like the GX Academy stuff in general.
Dude, yeah. The Dual Academy shit has so much potential, bro. Like, bro, the Dual Academy shit. Yes. Aquila Master, this is like definitely like a bit of a like I don't know if this is going to be like a satisfying answer, but like the reason I didn't want to do Miracle Fertilizer on my like I showed, for those who aren't here, I showed like a bunch of different like ideas that I had for plants in the DM server. It's stupid, but like Miracle Fertilizer is like specifically like it's that card weed, like it's got weed in the thing, like it's like part of the series of the cards of weed, and weed is that tuner for 5Ds, and it kind of just like, you know, I have the immersion thing. I'm like, it's not a huge deal, but I guess what I'm saying is like, if plants like need that to be competitive, like if that were a necessary piece, it would be fine. But if we can find other ways that feel more DM era to support plants, I think that would be preferred. So it's not like we would let plants suffer for such a small reason, but it's just like there are other ways, there are other routes to support plants, if that makes sense. And I showed some of those off if you guys want to go back and look at that.
Also, like Lo said, with dual spirits, when we get dual spirits with GX, I actually want to add those like way before GX. Like I think I can add those like whenever. I just gotta find time to do it. Like I just been working on a lot of other stuff right now.
Dude, DD Scout Flame as a oh my god, it's Nettles. You're right. I said weed because that's the OCG name. I used to play. Look, I was on DME. Y'all don't know shit about that. Back in the day, I was on Duel Monsters Expert Beyond.com, baby. And they used OCG names. I learned a lot of OCG names back then, and sometimes some of them are so randomly in my head. That one's called Weed. Wall of Thorns is, yes, that's on my, that one I strongly support Wall of Thorns. For those that don't, here was the list of plant monsters I recommended. And actually, it'd probably be better to show off the deck again. This was the deck. I explained how it worked earlier. You guys have to go back and look at it, but yeah.
Hello, Commander said, are you going to turn pendulum cards into normal cards? You know, I've been thinking about doing something to, because I don't plan on adding pendulums or links, obviously, but I do have some models for some pendulum and link monsters, so I do want to do something with them. I could either convert them to normals, or I could try to adapt their effects a bit, or maybe I could like add them as synchros or XYZs or stuff like that. But yeah, I could do something with them for sure.
Sinjo Rose Lover is good. I think that initially when I made the plant list that I had, I was factoring in the fact that banished from graveyard effects like this weren't supported. It sounds like Shug is trying to get that working right now for the next update, so it's possible. I think I still think that like in general, like those kinds of banish effects just like are like more modern feeling, and I think there's other ways to support plants. But it's a good. I wouldn't be opposed to adding Rose Lover. It's a very cool card.
It should be 50-50 in Master Font. It might just be like the shit being a little random, so you might end up with like a lot in a row. But I could do something to make them alternate, to make them a little bit more consistent. Like it would be unfortunate if somebody wanted to play a 2v2 with their friend or something, and then it just kept being 1v1 over and over.
Jay Live, if you go back like maybe like 20 minutes, I talked about any potential ideas with that, but generally probably not Card of Sanctity or anything that powerful. There are anime cards that are already in the game, but if you want to hear me talk a little more about that, Aquila Master, honestly, I think Wall of Thorn, like I haven't sent my spell trap suggestions for this next update. Actually, I haven't even asked Shug if there will be time for me to do spell trap suggestions for this next update, but whatever spell trap suggestions I get next, Wall of Thorns will be in them. I think that's like an immediate ad for plants for sure. Lone Fire Blossom will probably almost, if I have anything to say about it, would not be in the DM era. I would really support that not being in there at all.
You see, Wall of Thorns, we could definitely add like a few spelling traps, especially if they're not like especially complicated. Like this looks pretty easy to add, and
it's basically just Mirror Force, but for plants, yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind this.
I think, especially because plants are so bad right now, just giving them something. Let's see. Here's another thing that I wanted to do was Gorlag. Anybody remember Gorlag? Love Gorlag from the anime. This is something that I really want to see. And this was like an Atonix Flame. This was from the Orichalcos arc. Love Gorlag. I would love to see Gorlag. And then Molten Zombie as well. Basically, this deck was built around Rising Fire, which I mentioned in the last video that I made. Rising Fire, Atonix Flame. Like basically it's just like Gorlag control. Like you just keep bringing Gorlag back, but then like with Premature Burial and Rising Fire, like Molten Zombie, there's also a synergy there. There's more stuff here, but it's basically that's kind of was the basic idea. Although Flame Swordsman obviously will now be normal, so this will be different. But I'm big on Gorlag. I love Gorlag. Yes, Flying Kamakiri is definitely being worked on whenever it can make it in. I don't know, Sugar, if you have any updates on Flying Kamakiri.
I actually like had a model commissioned for it, but it looked kind of weird, so I might just have to have another one made. Like, I don't know if he actually made that himself or if he like AI generated it. So I like, yeah.
Damn, bro, you get your money back from that? What the hell?
I don't have any proof. It doesn't look like what I would expect it to look like. Like I can send you a copy of it to see, but it doesn't have like a lot of the insecty features.
Damn, bro, you got to get your money back, bro. Hell nah.
Yeah,
okay. Kilo, you have been talking about plans for 30 minutes. Oh yeah. Thank you guys. You guys got these ladies got my back. I appreciate that. That's great. This is really yes, Mystery Duelist next update XYZ Dragon Cannon's coming as soon as Shug gets Contact Fusion finished. Mm-hmm. Let's see. And with that, I also one thing that I wanted to add was unauthorized reactivation. This is called Malefactor's Command on here because it's not what it's called. Unauthorized reactivation with XYZ Dragon Cannon being added. This card is actually really good. This one I'm not as sure about. I think it's kind of like it's very I don't know. It kind of just destroys the whole. Like the cards that are just basically like, oh look, we turned this into a spell card. It's kind of just like I don't know, but it would be very good. I think this would be the first ad, and then we see how they do, and then maybe add this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Guardians need reworking. I would think that when Guardians get added, we can take out their effects that require certain cards on the field. Like you can just summon Elma without Butterfly Dagger Elma. Like that would be how I would want to approach those for sure, because I really love the Guardian cards so much, and they're so bad. First pack I ever got IRL was the Yugi Muto starter deck Evolution in like 2004. And I was in like first grade. I remember so clearly. I opened it. I saw 7 Tools of the Bandit, and I was like, this card makes you pay 1,000 life points just to negate a card. And I literally crumpled it up and threw it in the trash can. I was like 6. So I was like, this is the worst card ever made. Why would anybody ever run this? 7 Tools of the Bandit, by the way, is goated. Like that's an incredible card. Like even like by like mid XE's era, people are still running 7 Tools of the Bandit. I guess Wiretap was better by then, but like that was so stupid. But anyway.
Yeah, do not throw this man Solemn Judgment. He would have threw a fucking fit. That's crazy,
bro. Yes, bro. If I saw Solemn Judgment, no, that's a great point. Do you remember your first? Rain was probably asking you. Nobody gives a fuck about me as much as you're kind of the man of the hour. Do you remember what your first one was?
And that was so long ago. I think I didn't start playing till like it might have been like 5Ds era. I think it was like Machina Mayhem or something.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It was like the Machina Sniper stuff like that. That's why I kind of want to. They really don't fit in the game right now, but I still want to get those models made just for like my own nostalgia's sake.
Dude, love the Machina cards, man. Hell yeah.
What was that like the boss? That shit was impossible to summon.
There's a really cool anime version that's a lot easier. It's this one. It's in the extra deck, and all you need is 2. Wait. Oh yeah. Here you just stack any other Machina monsters you control on top of them. And then it doesn't need all of them. It's just that whichever ones you use, it gains their attack points. And because actually the real one, which I didn't realize, the real one actually does have the attack points of all 3 of its. Like if you add Machina Soldier, Machina Sniper, Machina Defender attack points together, it equals this. So it's actually a very cool. Sorry, what'd you say?
Crazy. I probably should have knew that considering I played it, but I actually never knew that.
No, I never knew that either. I never noticed that until I saw the anime version. I was like, wait, or the manga version. I was like, wait a minute, that actually makes sense. Promote Yuki's question. I didn't actually see what you meant there, Yama. Chaos. I would think Chaos Emperor Dragon will probably end up in the game to some like to what like whether it's nerfed or whether it's I don't know what it ends up, but I don't know. That's probably true, right, Shug? Like you're just figuring out how you want to handle it.
Yeah, and then once I get in model and stuff, because like any iconic card, I do want to get in some fashion, so that counts for that.
Yeah, definitely. Little Swordsman of Islay. Cool. Straight Edge, I already answered this damn question, bro. Guardian cards would not have their restrictions, and also adding Dread Scythe to the game, which you know what I like about Dread Scythe. I don't know if this would be too broken. I have to think about exactly how to approach Dread Scythe, but like the cool thing about Dread Scythe in the anime is that it can summon itself from the deck, from your hand or deck. And that would fit this like very powerful Guardian, but it might be too. I don't know. I mean, Yatos isn't. I don't know. I'd have to. We'd have to think about how to balance that. Like, would that be too crazy? But I think that would be very cool. So yeah, no problem, Straight Edge. But otherwise, just making sure they don't require the equip spells to be on the field for them to be summoned. Yuki Hana, I don't know. Should Yuki ask a question about like name changing? I'm not exactly sure how that would.
Yeah, Yukihana, I'm gonna fuck around and take your name and open beta drop. You've been asking about your name for so long. Hey, what name do you even want so badly? Is it like Yuki or is it one of your other characters? That's the only one I know.
I'm excited that we have Tyrant Dragon coming because Majesty of Fire is gonna get even better. Love that card. Anime Card of Sanctity we have already discussed. Probably not happening. If it did, it would be in a very specific context. If you go back earlier in the stream, you can see us talking about that. The Lawyer's deck. You mean X? I don't know. Most of his cards are kind of bullshit. Like most of his cards, like the Traps Loser cards, like not good, right? And then there's like the Level Pod card, which is unbelievable, and like Monster Register. I can't tell. Is that card good or is that card horrible? I can't remember. When I was a kid, I thought that was insane. Monster Register. No, this card's not good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess like at a certain point, if we want to add all the anime cards, these like most of these would make it in. But I can't imagine that like definitely Level Pod. I there's no way that card was crazy. That card was like Cyberdraw on crack. I can't think of any other like cards that guy played that like would be interesting. I think that look, I think that tunes are like a hop, skip, and a jump away from being goaded. I think that people are a little bit sleeping on tunes. Like, hold on, here's a tune build that I was working on for DMO. It still needs a little bit of work, but like the fact that Toon World can't be destroyed, I think that people are sleeping on like how good that is. Toon Dark Magician Girl is obviously the best one. It can just summon an attack right away. I think that I mean obviously like could still be some more Toon support. Like I'm not saying, but I think like with the new points update, for example, like and like when things getting weaker, I think that people aren't labbing tunes enough. Like I think that like basically like all you need to do is keep Toon Dark Magician Girl or another tune on the field for like 3 turns and you just win. That's like basically the game. And like I like obviously like maybe some of this stuff doesn't like interdimensional matter support will be better, like some other stuff. Like this isn't like the final version, but like Wabaku was insane in tunes in my opinion because just being able to well, this was also tested like without stuff like Regeki and Dark Hole and like all that shit that like could make it worse. But like I think the fact that Toon World can't be destroyed, like I think people aren't labbing enough with tunes. It can be negated, Vince. Yes. Hold on.
So I do want to add more tunes. So I have like a Toon Mermaid model, but I'd have to get some animations made for it. I know a guy who like might animate it for me, so that actually I don't know how good that card is, but it's at least another tune.
Yeah, Toon Mermaid, probably actually wouldn't even be played in the Toon deck, to be honest.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
no, but unlike the no, that's not true. Maybe it would because it's a special summon,
I
so
mean,
it does have
if we
something that
make
the
it
other ones don't. So it might.
if we make it low points, you might just need it to like put something there, but who
Oh,
knows?
true. With the points, yeah, with the points, anything could find its way being played. That's a great point. Yuki Hana Valkyrie cards, huge fan of the Valkyrie cards. Love them, motherfuckers down, bro. Those are my dudes. I love those cards. I would want. Those will 100% be in at some point. It just comes down to like, you know, Jared kills Dark Castle. Come on, the Castle of Dark Illusions anime effect is crazy. It's crazy. Like you can set in face-up attack mode. It's like basically like how I think it's like how Edo Pro basically like treated it to like make it similar enough. And I think that's like the best way to think about it. I don't know. It would just like require like a whole new way of coding just for that card, and it would just be like I don't know if it's worth like the trouble unless you could think of a different way to like make that effect a thing. Like it just seems like a lot for not a huge amount of payoff.
Let me see what the enemy effect was actually.
It was Duelist Kingdom, so like its enemy effect is like it's like not real. It's just like kind of bullshit. But the best way to think about it is like you can set in face-up attack mode and you can attack and then reset. But like the thing is like then what do you really get from that? Because then your opponent sees the monster when you attack. Like I don't know. It's like interesting, but I don't know. It seems like it would be.
It should say your monsters become hidden in darkness. What the fuck does that mean?
Exactly. It's Duelist Kingdom, bro. It's Duelist Kingdom. Like, who knows what the fuck that shit does?
Yeah.
Let's see. Toon BLS, I think definitely could be added. Oh, come on, Banana. I disagree. I think that people are used to toons being bad and think that they're bad. Like saying that Toon BLS could be added with an indestructible toon world and saying off rip without even like testing it that like toons wouldn't be relevant. I think people are underestimating toons. Hayabusa Knight, very cool. It's just like one of those things that just takes, you know, Mataz the Zapper, all those things, like not like super high priority, but would definitely be in at some point. I'm finally making my way. Okay, I finally caught up with the chat here. Yeah, like Toon BLS also, is just like it's like a custom. That card is crazy in low power Yu-Gi-Oh. What'd you say?
Also, somebody asked earlier, I forgot to respond to it about Rose Spectre of Dun. I think that's actually just like a recolor of Arlonate, which is already in the game. So I could add it as like a normal monster, but it would be really shit. But if we wanted the plant, I could. I didn't add it already because it's one of those like really weird fusions that shouldn't be a fusion from like old Yu-Gi-Oh. So,
you know, I actually love those old fusions. I wish there was a way to make them like work, you know. I really do love those old shitty fusions. Like in the very very early game, if there were like I don't know, like okay, you know what, like here's my thought, right? Like if Dark Hex Sealed Fusion were in the game and available early, because like again we're thinking about super early game, you're using stuff like basically just like 1,000 attack point vanillas, right? Like very low power stuff. Like if you're running like Dark Hex Sealed Fusion and like Feral Imp, like you could maybe summon Rose Spectre of Dun using Dark Hex Sealed Fusion's effect. Like it's not. I don't know. I think I'm coping.
How much attack does this thing have? It has. 2,000. Oh, it actually has 2,000. That's a lot more than some of these other ones I saw.
Yeah. So, oh no, some of them like Darkfire Dragon or like Dragoness the Wicked Knight, like those are like unplayable. No, those are completely unplayable.
At least this card isn't absolutely useless. I will say, I think I do have the Light Hex Sealed Fusion. I have a model for it. I don't know if I have the Dark.
Oh, you have the Light Hex Sealed Fusion model? Hell yeah. Yeah, those I think would be really great additions for early game fusions. Suge and I disagree on necro fusions. We're talking necro. Oh wait, sorry. What'd you say? Go ahead.
I'll say the arts look pretty similar. I wonder if I could just recolor the light and just make the dark out of it.
That's what I was thinking. Like it probably wouldn't be that difficult. Like it would probably be like a little different, but worth having in the game. Not too much work. Like maybe someday in the future, like you know, it's like all right. Well, at that point, we'll get it like perfectly right. But like having those cards in the game would be like dark, earth, and light would be super cool. Even if they're just like kind of recolorings, I think people would all prefer to have the card.
Also, we was talking about like necro fusions.
Yeah, I think for those that didn't watch the video or that don't hold on, let me Necrofusion, I love this card. I think that Necrofusion is like the key to making fusions playable in the DM era. I think that it looks like the old poly artwork. Like I think that this card would be like the perfect way to make like Dark Paladin, like all these cards like work. I think that Shug was a little bit nervous about like having a graveyard fusion card in the DM era. And I guess if anybody, what do y'all think about it? I think it would be super cool and it would be a way to make them actually playable. But I do see that it is kind of like graveyard fusion. Although what I did also mention was this graveyard fusion card was used in Virtual World in the DM era. So there was a graveyard fusion in the DM era. But anyway, I don't know.
I would like to do, at the least, I would like to do like something to make fusion stronger. I don't know about like using from different places yet because it feels really GXy to me. But if the community really wants it, I could also do it earlier. So we just have to see what people feel like.
Yeah, I think it is. There is like an GXy element to it. So I totally get where you're coming from. I think it just it could go either way. I just wanted to hear what other people. Fossil Fusion is fully GX though, definitely Jarrett. That's Jim Crocodile Cook, my man. Not to mention Karen, the crocodile.
Also, IGTV television. We haven't said anything since Amazon is queen, but yeah, we do. I do plan on adding that. So, that's coming at least if you wasn't here when we talked about it.
Amazon is queen that's gonna make Amazon is like very interesting. Super Poly, hell no, Swuffle. That's a GX for sure. One thing that I think would be cool in the GX server is like, so for those that know GX, like Super Poly is like it's sort of like the number one most like, it's like the card of the GX anime. It's like the final boss card, even though like it's mostly season 3. He uses it against the final boss in season 4 as like his I overcame my past demons thing. Like Super Poly is like probably the most central card to the plot of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. So I feel like what's interesting about it is that it also sucked back then, but obviously became very good when generic fusions were added. And so like something that I think would be cool for GX server like is like making Super Poly like a very, very, very high level card to get, but then also making like what you can like having like the generic elemental hero fusions like equally difficult. Or maybe like, I don't know, maybe like from like Super Poly would be like an event card. Like I don't know exactly what it would be, but it would basically be like something that like is the epitome of like the top of the top. You can get Super Poly and you can get the stuff that would make Super Poly actually be good. But like obviously not just one person. Like I'm not saying like only one person should have it because it's very good, but I'm just saying like I'm not explaining this well, but I think something about like making Super Poly like feel important and feel very rare and difficult and not just like be something that you can just get really easily. Yeah, maybe like a secret quest, like that'd be cool. That's the kind of thing I'm thinking of. Yeah, Evil Heroes for sure in GX. I think that if your question is like, will X be added if it was in the anime, or even if it like if it was in that era, like the answer is yes. It just depends on like when, most likely.
Also, Waffle asked about banishing face down. So I don't think many people have like even tested it out yet enough to know like if there's bugs with it, but you can banish face down. I don't know if it's like inaccessible to like certain cards the way it should be. So people have to test that. Like, let me know how that works.
Well, there actually is a bug with this that I wanted to report. If you use Caius, the Shadow Monarch, to banish any card in the field, and you banish a card that's face down on the field, it actually banishes face down. But
oh shit!
It's actually it comes face up? It is supposed to banish face up. Yeah. The only time a card gets banished face down is if it says banish that card face down. I didn't actually get a chance to report that. I meant to, but I don't think there's anything. I don't know if there's any cards that we currently have that like actually do banish face down. I'm trying to think of what. No, I guess DD Capsule. DD Capsule does. There's not many in this early. Yukihana, whole entire separate games like Dungeon Dice Monsters and stuff. I mean, that'd be cool, but you know, you gotta triage some of these ideas, you know. Spirit Reaper for sure. I think that's a super high priority. Fusion Conscription, I'm fully with you, Straight Edge. Big. I think Fusion Conscription's on my list already. Fusion Deployment is a little more. I'm not sure about Fusion Deployment. I think that might. I don't know. I don't know about Fusion Deployment. I think that's maybe a little too strong. And there are other ways to make fusions work, because that's not even a card you would run with a fusion deck. That's just a card you would run to just like summon like a 3k or like a 25k from your deck without even having to run fusions. You just like have one in your extra deck and then you just get to like ball out. Jared Kills, you might have to give specific examples. I can't really remember exactly what cards you're talking about. Sinjo, we just discussed Hexil Fusion. Shug has the model for light, not for dark and earth, but we're thinking about maybe just retooling the light one. So, Alien Queen. Aliens, I think, are a big time GX archetype. I think we would just wait for GX to do any aliens. Crimson Shadows, the XYZ Dragon Cannon's coming. Next update as soon as Contact Fusion gets fixed or gets working. Revoke Fusion. This card is ass, right? I forget what this card does. Summon Fusion for extra deck to the graveyard. Summon one monster from your hand. Yeah, that's the version of Fusion deployment for this era. Yeah, just complete garbage. Yeah, Nobleman, I think, probably has that same Caius interaction. Yeah, that's right, Yukihana. And it shouldn't. Yeah, Dark Charmer is another one of those from before, just like low priority. I guess so. When at the start of the stream, we did start by wanting to talk about like all the points updates for the new like basically 125 format, but now it would be 100 format. But at the time, there weren't many people that like were interested in that or that like really played it or had a lot of thoughts on it. Now that we've been going for a while, is there anybody else? Does anybody want to go back to that briefly, or like does anybody want to? But we have been live for a while. We can like potentially end it here, but I did still kind of want to talk about these. So if anybody has like thoughts, like I know that like whenever I do anything in the Discord, everybody has a million thoughts and everybody wants. I've been burned at the stake several times. It's okay. I'm becoming a little bit resistant to fire. But this is like the time for people to like give these thoughts and like talk through things and like let us. But if people don't want to, it's fully. Oh, Bear Trap. Okay, I know about Bear Trap. I don't know Fiend's Castle or High Tide actually. I'll let me actually copy those names. I need to. What games are those from, Jarrett? I'm gonna write down to look into some of those because I mean Invisible Wire and Bear Trap are the ones I know about. Yeah, that's true, Sinjo. It's tough to give feedback on this kind of thing. So basically the idea behind this list is just to really like it is to and again, if you don't get mad at me for this one. I'm just trying to implement what Shug wanted to do here, which is just that like it was about like really, really slowing down the format to be like almost closer, not quite, but like almost closer to like something like draft format where like you have to run like bad cards or like somewhat bad cards. So like, yes, it is just you have to think about things very differently than you would in like other areas of Yu-Gi-Oh! And so like any kind of like destruction or like even like the main floater or stuff like that, like those would all be slightly above the baseline of 2.5 and would require you to like make up for those points elsewhere. So like it really is a very different way of doing things, but it would be like a lot more like the idea is like to feel a lot more anime-ish for this format and to allow other stuff. Like I know that like for those that I've dueled in the last few days, like I've been running that like horrendous zombie deck, and I've seen so many cool stuff like Harpies. I've seen people playing all kinds of really cool decks, and it would be really cool to like allow those decks to actually do well. So that's kind of the point. Um, yeah, but yeah, I mean, rotating. I don't know about not rotating point values, but this is something, Shug, that I think came up with some of the discussion. Is like how often we would be able to update points, because I think that like one of the big things when this drops is going to be like there are definitely going to be problems that we're going to need, and like holes that we're going to need to patch with this. And like somebody was asking, like part of like the opinions on the points depends on like how quickly the like holes will be able to be fixed, or if we need to like wait until the next update to like fix points. So I guess like that's something they wanted me to ask you.
I remember, like, we was talking about adding a way for you to alter the ban list yourself. It wouldn't be hard to just add a way for you to also edit the points.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so that would be something that we're so I think it was Pero that asked me that. So if Pero is there, that would be something that we're hoping to do soon. But yeah, in response to your question, Ace Man, not rotating point values, but just updating them often to like get them to like the baseline that we're looking for. I had a whole separate version. I've actually made 3 versions of this list. I had a whole separate version that was like slightly higher power level, but I think that we went with this one because we are looking for something like a lot slower. But again, if it doesn't work out, we can do something more like the other one.
Also, yeah, that's why they got that GX Duo Disc kind of. There's a couple other people I gave a GX Duo Disc too because of some other stuff, like, but yeah, that's how they got it. It's not really accessible right now. But go ahead, my fault.
This is kind of a crazy cool screenshot. Hold on. We kind of have it's like that that Ellen picture where like all the people are in it, you know? This is like I feel feel supported. This is very look at all these people behind me. Wow.
Google the picture.
Squad goals, like damn. I think this is we gotta yeah. Anyway, I feel like we've kind of it doesn't seem like there's a lot of I'm pleasantly surprised that like people don't have like a huge like there's not like a huge amount of like very angry people about this new points update. Doesn't seem like there's a lot that people have to say about it. So
hey, yeah, wait till the update actually drops. They finna be in that same thread, bro.
That's true. That's a great point. Thank you, Stella. Thank you. Start without dual disc. Oh, and order one. The only problem is that like well, okay, I guess I see what you're saying. Like, is the GX dual disc gonna be like part of the like DM server, or was that just something that like a few people got for fun?
That's a good question. I do have some other dual discs I wanna like do some events with, like the ones that Ori Calcos. Was it just Darts that had it, or did everybody with Ori Calcos have a couple?
No, they all the Ori Calcos guys had that one. That one's super cool. I think that having the GX one in the DM server is fine. I don't think it's crazy. I was just curious.
Yeah, yeah, I want to do some with a few. I don't really want to give out too much GX stuff early, but like that was all I had to give to those guys, and it was like really wholesome. Like they reported a dupe bug instead of like abusing it like some of the other guys did back when the first bugs was popping up, and I wanted to reward them with that. But
nice. Oh, so people that I see with the GX dual disc, that's why.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. Okay, I've seen quite a few people like that.
That's wholesome. There was like 2 people who got it like by chance because I was like filming a video with a YouTuber, but like the other 2 people they got theirs from the reporting the dupe bug.
Nice. Okay, very cool. Yeah, I think that when there's other dual discs available, like those would be. I think different dual discs is like something that we could that would be super cool. Definitely. And the revolver disc, is that you mean? Are you talking about Axel Brody's disc, or are you talking about the 5D's revolver disc? Either way, both very cool. And I also think that like, yeah, I don't know. I think there's a million different things to do with dual discs. I could talk about dual discs all day. Yeah, some ritual monsters from the sacred cards. I do know those, Jarrett. Sorry, what did you say?
There's a lot of cosmetics I want to add in general. Like, so people have like other stuff to spend their money on too.
Definitely. Straight edge fusion armament is something I've thought a decent amount actually. Part of my fear with fusion armament is just that like it kind of like it's like yes, the fusions need the support, but it kind of I don't know, like some of the modern cards just like kind of bypass the entire mechanic to some extent. I'm not saying I definitely am against it, but like fusion armament being like, all right, just add like Gaia and Curse of Dragon to your hand right now. Like something about that it doesn't feel. I don't know, guys. Sometimes I'm just like working off vibes, and maybe I'm just like talking nonsense. No, Jared, it's okay. Ideally I would like to find a way to make fusions playable without fusion armament, but it's not something I'm like super opposed to. Something that I mentioned to Shug that I wanted to try to make work, but is like it's kind of my reach goal is like maybe Keeper of Dragon Magic if we don't do Necrofusion. Keeper of Dragon Magic is though like it's very strong. It's very DM-ish. But what'd you say?
I remember you mentioning this card.
Yeah, Keeper of Dragon Magic is very strong. The thing is like if we didn't add Necrofusion, especially like Keeper of Dragon Magic, we say it's very strong, but like again, if you're comparing it to stuff like I don't know, like Zombie Master and like all the other like decks with like full on engines, like it is very strong. But what it means is like, okay, now fusions have something to do. Like you can run like Dark Magician with that shit. You can run with like Gatling Dragon stuff with that. Like it is a thing that basically says like, all right, we're bringing fusions into the limelight right now. It might be too much, but it's one thing I'm interested in other people's opinions. Future Fusion is GX. That's got to be GX for sure. Fusion summoning from graveyard is already a reach for sure. Fusion summoning from deck, no, that's definitely GX only. Defusion at 2. Oh shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Something happened. Uh-oh, I lost.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, I got kicked. Oops, I'm back. Hello. Sorry about that.
You guys? Good me. Stream good?
Yep, I'm back. Okay. Whoops. I don't know what happened there. Okay, we should probably go soon. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I crashed. Let's see. Oh, did everyone crash? Oh, we probably overloaded the damn server all standing here.
Oh shit.
Okay, I thought that was me. Okay, we're all back. Okay, I was like, damn, I crashed for 1 second. Everybody fucking left. I was like, damn, bro, that's messed up. Okay, okay, that makes more sense. Okay, I feel like we are kind of reaching the culmination of this. We're kind of spinning our wheels here. I'm down. I could do this forever, guys, but I do know that Sugar. I know it's later for you over there. Probably want to head to sleep soon. Mm-hmm. Defusion at 2. What do you mean? Defusion, because you don't mean like defusion, DE fusion. So what do you mean by defusion? I'm having trouble. That's banana. I'm trying to figure out what. Oh, dimension fusion. I see. The problem is that I mean, yeah, that would make fusion gate decks better, but I don't know. I think it would make so many other things better. So I'm not sure about that one. Anyways, that might. Oh my God, Amazon is Chainmaster. Look at Mother. Hello. What? Hello. I've never actually seen this model, dude. She's buff as shit. The other Amazonesses are not comparing. Look at that fucking 8-pack. Holy shit, this is terrifying.
Like twice.
Oh my God. Hello, ma'am. I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. I didn't mean to step on your shoe there. Let me take a step back. Anyway, I think it's time to call it here. Anybody else last minute thoughts? Shug, you got anything you want to say?
No, just appreciate everybody for tuning in. It's like a different type of stream. Just go over like some technical stuff.
Yeah, I think it was fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let's see. I know that we're not doing. I can't. No, it's me streaming today. Sorry, when I stream, you guys don't get marbles. I know people have been asking about that, but I'm sure next time Shug goes up, you guys can do.
Hey, we can do a like giveaway. Is there like a way to do a YouTube giveaway?
Is there a way to do? I got no fucking idea, man. I'm so streaming is like the friend. It's my final frontier. I don't know. I'm really bad at streaming. So if anybody has an idea for a way to do a giveaway, I don't know. But I mean, I don't like. How do you do like? You could do marbles and like I could just like record it or something. I don't know how to. I mean, I could just like stream it.
Well, usually when you do marbles, like they type play and it enters them automatically. If we did it this
you
way,
have to connect it to your Twitch.
Yeah, they would have to like we have to type their names manually.
I see. Okay, yeah, that probably is too much. I mean, look, it just depends on
wait.
like how. Okay, go ahead.
We could just pick random names, like just close our eyes and go with that and land on a name.
I mean, shit, yeah. We
But
could. Do you want to do it?
yeah, that's a good way. Like 5 or 10 keys is cool.
Okay, bet. I
I
feel
do. I would say I do imagine most people who stayed this long probably already have a key, but they can just give it to a friend or something. I guess.
that's what I was thinking. Is like it seems like it is just like giving away to people that it feels bad because like the people that like because especially because I said we weren't giving away keys. So like people that like
Oh, yeah.
actually needed one probably already left. But yeah, I mean maybe because it's people that already have them, maybe do like 5 instead of 10 or something like that. Or honestly,
Yeah,
no.
man.
You know what? Let me stop being the damn hall monitor. Sorry, guys. You guys.
No, hey, he said it. Hey, 5 less keys
No, no,
for
no, no,
y'all.
no. Hold on. Sorry, folks. Sorry, guys. I didn't say that.
Hey, well, you want to do the honors?
No. I think you should pick. I don't deserve this much power.
I
No one
bet.
ever should ever put this power in my hands.
All right, well, everybody, make sure you just type a message if you want to have a chance to get a key, and I'm gonna just pick randomly. All right. Make sure you got like your name in chat or like that I can see you in chat.
This is so funny. This is different. This is very different than marbles. We're slumming it today. I will definitely, if we do this again, I'll make sure to figure out marbles beforehand. Because yeah, I feel bad now. I didn't expect you to actually do it.
Bet. Okay, wait. Well, who here doesn't have a key already? Because if there's people who just don't have one, I want to prioritize them. Do you not have a key, Hobo Man?
Um, let. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Go off acting like Dion got a key.
Okay. We had somebody in Twitch, Darkfire Bat, didn't have a key.
Okay.
Inconimus on YouTube.
Oh damn, you got the first batch. Hobo Man, goddamn. I see Lintoon. I see Darkfire Bat and Coney Moose.
Damn, this is the best stream to have made because like you actually like you don't even have to do marbles. If you don't have a key, you're kind of just like getting it. Like, damn, the people that didn't stay for this one are gonna be very upset. The people that wanted these keys, damn, bro, they missed out.
Keep these keys on the down low. All right?
Look, guys, Uncle Leaky, on Shug's stream, you come to Uncle Leaky's house, we do things different over here. We're a little more, we're a little more chill. We get you a key, don't worry about it. That's why you come to my house. We keep things casual over here. Switch 08 on Twitch. Hobo Man, hell yes. Beyond.com. But see, almost everybody on Beyond was into DMU, or as it later became, I think DMG. I was DME.
Yeah.
I was a rider for Duel Monsters expert, bro.
Hey, they had turbo dueling. DMG did not have that.
They had turbo dueling. They also had they had more anime cards, which I liked. They were like on top of shit. Like anytime a new episode came out, they updated that shit right away. And yeah, that shit was great. I like that was a defining bro. I was on that shit 8 years old with the Yusei avatar with the Yusei Fudo name, using the Speed Warrior Yusei Fudo deck, bro. I was a fanboy. How old was I? I was older than 8. Damn, that's kind of embarrassing. I was definitely like 10 or 11. Yeah.
I copied that's like the everybody listen. I copied that straight from them.
Oh, for sure, bro. Bro, literally, when I first heard that in this game, that bro, that took me back. That took me back. That is such a good idea. I love that. The Step Dark Arm Dragon. That's funny. Okay, you played DMG. Yes. Okay.
So I got Lintoon, Darkfire Bat, and Conimus and Switch X away. Is there anybody else who needs a key? It's the last slot. Who doesn't have one already?
Yo, look at Link. What the hell? This Link is just, I don't know why this is, bro. I just looked over. This motherfucking Link is just like sitting here. Hi, Link. I don't know. That just like, that threw me.
Yeah,
Like,
nice
damn,
cosplay he got going on.
Yeah, it's like, damn, little nigga. Okay, hey, what's up, bro? Like, you good? That's hilarious. Man.
Okay, Cook the Man 1, that's our last one. Okay, y'all might have to DM me on Discord because I can't really DM y'all on YouTube. I could do it on Twitch, but it's probably easier just to use Discord. So, Linton, Dark Firebat, and Cunningus, Switch XOA, and Cook the Man 1. Just let me know something.
Yeah, he's saying to message him on Discord in Coney Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Good work, Jackalicious. You've been working hard at that this whole time. Command to get unstuck. That's a good question. Should is there one?
Yeah,
Spawn.
Spawn.
Yeah, Spawn. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. All right. Thank y'all. I guess we'll call it here. This was super fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know how to end. What do I say? Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. That's all, folks. I don't know. Go hug your moms. Go outside. Play in the grass. Take walks. Drink water, and enjoy life.
Yep. Peace out, boys. Appreciate y'all again.